Hey, it's Ash, I'm the vegan neuropsychologist, and this video is about when vegans make mistakes, because, oh boy, FullyRaw Kristina is really getting vilified at the moment. So she posted some pictures on Instagram of herself wearing shoes. They're designer shoes and they are not vegan because they're made of leather. Now, understandably, the vegans are getting really upset and they're, I guess, calling her out. Right? I think calling people out is fine to say, hey, what the hell are you doing? Those shoes are not vegan. But it's actually getting really nasty. And I think some people are getting quite personal. So they're saying that she's a bad person, she's a bad vegan, she's a fake vegan, and probably even worse than that. I understand why vegans are getting so upset. Personally, it doesn't affect my day-to-day life, but from a philosophical level, it is disappointing to see someone who has such a strong influence and who says that they're vegan to be wearing shoes and promoting shoes that are non-vegan. They're made of leather. To Kristina's credit though, I think she's taken down those posts, or at least she's untagged the designer, and she's actually apologized. She's put up an apology post on Instagram, and I really admire her for doing that because it's not easy to say sorry, especially I would imagine, in front of so many people. She's got many thousands of followers, and so she's made the apology, which I think is great. Now, the question that I would have if we want to continue to vilify Kristina is to ask ourselves, what is it that we want from her? Now, from my point of view, she's apologized, she's recognized that she's done something wrong, which is great. Actually, what I would like to see her do is maybe to make a video or post some more on Instagram about the leather industry and why it's so vile. I think that would really help her viewers, her younger viewers perhaps, or her non-vegan viewers who don't quite understand why leather is so abhorrent. And she doesn't need to use graphic footage or anything like that. In fact, it can be quite a positive post or quite a positive video showcasing some of the awesome vegan leather, fake leather products that are available. So there's shoes, there's bags, there's wallets, and in this day and age, in 2017, especially when you're in the Western world and you have the means, there's really no excuse to be buying animal-based products, to be buying products of animal exploitation when there are so many vegan options and so many vegan alternatives. I don't think animals should have to suffer for the sake of fashion. So we need to ask ourselves, what else do we want from Kristina? She's apologized, she's taken the post down. Hopefully she'll do a few educational videos or a few educational posts about the leather industry. And then what? If we want to keep vilifying her, we need to ask ourselves why. What else do we want from her? Because I look at some of the nastiness towards her and I really get the sense that some people just want Kristina to feel bad. The fact that Kristina's done an apology post, it suggests that she is sorry for what she's done, that she probably does feel bad. I can't even imagine getting the sort of hate that she must be getting about this. So if we're going to keep vilifying Kristina, then what's the purpose of it? What else do we want from her? Now, one more thing I want to talk about is that sometimes when vegans make mistakes, and we've all made mistakes, right? Sometimes when that happens, it's easy to get really defensive. And I credit Kristina for not getting defensive about this. It would be really easy to say, oh, but hey, there's no such thing as a perfect vegan. Medication's not vegan. We drive on roads. We use cars. I'm sure in all manner of ways, simply by existing, really, we cause harm. To exist is to consume, whether it's food or water or something else. There are billions of gut bacteria. They're constantly reproducing and dying off. So simply by being alive, we're contributing to the deaths, or we're directly causing the deaths of millions of gut bacteria. So technically, that's not vegan. And I think the point of veganism is to do as little harm as possible. And those words, as possible, man, that phrase, that can be interpreted in so many ways. It seems to me that there are extreme situations where we do unavoidable harm to animals, like when we use medications, because all medications have to be tested on animals to be considered pharmaceuticals. That's just the world that we live in at the moment. There's no such thing as a cruelty-free medication. So that is an example of unavoidable harm to animals. I'll give you another example. There are some friends of ours, and a little while ago, they fostered some lambs. And these lambs, they were so cute. They were brand new lambs and they still needed milk. But where are you meant to find milk? Who's got handy, a lactating sheep who can wet nurse these lambs? Not possible. So my friends, they're vegan and they had to buy some formula, which happens to be based off animal products, cow or goat, or maybe it was even sheep. But the point is that in that circumstance, there's no other option because these baby lambs, they have to eat. And what are you meant to feed them? if not animal milk. So that's an instance again of unavoidable harm. And I know that people like to joke about, oh, what if you're lost on a desert island, you're stranded on a desert island somewhere and there's nothing to eat except this one chicken. In the Western world, if you're in a position of privilege, and by privilege I mean if you are able to have choice about where you put your money, if you have money to spend on food and clothes, and if you're able to be judicious about where you put your money, then there really is no need to be contributing to animal suffering. And I think fashion certainly fits the bill. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, yes, there's no such thing as a perfect vegan, but let's not use that as an excuse to keep eating animal products, because try as you might in the Western world eating animal products, that's not unavoidable harm to animals. You know, some people look at this definition of veganism as doing as little harm as possible, and they use it as an excuse. They go, well, I'm just not going to give up cheese. And to be perfectly honest with you, we are capable of so much more than we think. When I first went vegan, I didn't think I'd be vegan it's almost been a decade now. I never thought that would happen. And we hear it all the time, don't we? People who give up smoking, they give up alcohol, they stop eating junk food. What else? They stop taking drugs, they stop engaging in bad habits. People are capable of more than they realize. We all are. And I truly believe that everybody who has the desire to do something, they can achieve it, or at least get closer than they've ever been before. So let's not use this excuse of a perfect vegan as an excuse or justification for continuing to deliberately harm animals. Okay, so just because we have to take some medication, it doesn't mean that we need to go out and eat a chunk of flesh from a cow. And I think that we're intelligent enough to know what is unavoidable harm and what's not. And my advice, or if you are looking for my advice, it is to always question why we do things, what is the purpose of doing things, are we doing things genuinely because it is unavoidable harm to animals, is that the case, or are we just doing it because we're comfortable? Are we doing it because it's habit? Are we doing it because it's easier to keep doing what we're doing than to actually make the change? Just question, always keep questioning. I'm not saying that Kristina's making excuses, because clearly she's not. She's apologized. That's awesome, Kristina. I'm sure you're watching this. And to anybody else who is vegan, if you make a mistake, you're going to feel bad for a while. Learn something and then move on. That's the key. When you make mistakes, you learn from it. No mistake is ever wasted if you learn something from it at the end. All right, that's it. That's everything that I wanted to say. I hope this video is not too long. I'd love to know your thoughts. Please leave me a comment down below, and thank you so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.